Kevin Gregory on the phone with us. Hi, Kevin. And I will call this meeting to order, and please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving into the delegation section, we have one person who signed up tonight, and that would be Erica Sandwall, reason to discuss the bond. Miss Sandwall, you have the floor.
My name is Erica Sandwall, and I'm completing my accounting degree on April 7th. I'm speaking tonight as a citizen who supports student investment and as a future accountant who values financial transparency and long-term planning. The proposed $30 million bond for our athletic complex is a significant commitment for our county. I'm not here to advocate for or against it, but to ask a few financial questions that I believe every taxpayer should understand before voting. Can the board provide a clear breakdown of the $30 million, including how much is planned for design, construction, land, and contingency funds? Transparency helps citizens see exactly where our money will go. What are the bond's repayment terms, interest rate, total payback period, and total debt service? And what will be the estimate tax impact on local households? Once completed, what are the expected annual maintenance and utility costs, and from what budget will they be repaid? I want to be certain this facility will remain sustainable for future years. Will an independent financial oversight committee or are monitor spending and publish regular public reports? Have we explored state grants, partnerships, or private funding to reduce how much the county must borrow? Even small outside contributions can save the district millions in interest. I believe an investment of this size deserves full financial clarity and accountability. Asking these questions strengthens trust and ensures that the athletic complex benefits all students and taxpayers for decades to come. Thank you for your time and dedication to Braxton County Schools.
Do you want to answer? No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Those are great questions. And I tried to jot down everything that you requested.
I can give you, I'll print out a PDF at home and I can email it to you.
That would be great, but I will attempt to answer everything that you asked right now, okay? Okay, so first of all, what I plan to do is on our website, there's going to be full information about the things that you're asking about. I also plan to have meetings throughout the county so that citizens can come in and ask questions and have specific questions that's maybe relevant to them. I will tell you that the breakdown of the plans, we have the $30 million estimate that was done by an architect. The reason we do not have it broken out into each of the sections is it could put us at a deficit or at an unfair situation by people when they start to bid on the project. So if they know that we have a certain allotment for certain things, they may cost fix on certain things. So for example, if the football field says it's going to be $7 million, well then it's likely, according to how we've been advised, that there may be people that come in and bid the $7 million mark or just shy under. Whereas if you don't have the $7 million mark listed, and that's just an example, it may come in at 4.5 million. But what I will say is the transparency is very important. So if this bond is approved, we will provide a full breakdown of those dollar amounts so that the citizens will see exactly how much each thing was bid out. So that will give you the full transparency you're asking for. So I hope that part helps. You asked about the total deficit. It's 20 years and 3 months, and the maximum is 5.75%. Now, we are saying that the bonds, if it's passed and the bonds are sold, they cannot ever go over 5.75%. Now, I will tell you that the current rate is not near 5.75%, it's much lower. But for the taxes consideration for people, we have to say up to 5.75%. Which, if you're an accountant, you understand a lot of these things. And then as far as the way it is listed, and of course I will have all of this online, and I'm preparing it now so that it's easy read for people to see. So like the Class 2 property owner, which is just a regular property owner, it's based on $23.74. I'm sorry, it's 23 cents, 0.74 per 100. So 23.74 per 100. And that is what is on, I'm gonna actually have all of that information laid out. It's listed, I have it for class 1, 2, 3, and 4, and which includes homestead exemption. So when I have all this laid out, and again, I'm hopeful to have it up this week. If not, it should be up by next week. And then you will be able to look at, any property owner will be able to look at their appraised value, and this is based on their assessed value, and they'll be able to easily calculate how much it will be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, as far as the annual utility costs and upkeep and how we plan to take care of that, since we are centrally located, we are going to be a prime. So a lot of our kids, you probably know this, but a lot of our kids travel to Charleston or Clarksburg to the bridge for travel ball. And so what I believe will happen, since we are, well, I know it'll happen, since we're centrally located, a lot of those travel ball type things will occur here. So if money that will be generated from that will also help, it will go into the coffers to help with the upkeep of the facility for replacement of turf and things like that. So that's how you do that, that's how you manage it. And, normally you want to look at least about a 12-year replacement for turf and general upkeep. But again, those are the types of things, I have a plan laid out to generate the money to cover those types of expenses.
So you're relying on travel, if travel ball comes here, what if it doesn't come here?
Travel ball will come here because we have it. If you look at, that's why I'm saying, I'm not sure how familiar you are, but you can take a look at travel ball. Everybody is looking for activities, and I'm not going to debate it with you, but I'm just going to tell you that these are activities that are available, and people are always looking for venues to play the different sports. And because of where we're located, we will be a place. Now, as far as solely looking at that, I have other revenues that we will look at for replacements. So I have a plan for those types of replacements. Then you've talked about, the transparency oversight. Yes, we have annual audits. As far as the transparency, again, all of that information will be provided online, so you'll see like the bond as it progresses, each milestone, so that everybody knows when the money's being spent, how it's being spent. The money has to be spent on the things listed in the bond. It cannot be spent for other things outside of. So whatever the money is earmarked for, which is clearly only the athletic things listed, it's very, very clearly detailed stated. That is the only thing that it can be spent on. And let's see, and as far as grants, yes. So we have a booklet, and I don't mind giving you a copy. We've been passing them out. I have an entire booklet that we're asking for naming rights, sponsorships, down to goalpost. If people want to pay for, excuse me?
I printed out what you have online at home.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, I actually have a book. If you want a nice one, I can give you a good one that we've got printed. But anyway, you can, we are sending those out. We've been doing the online campaign, and so that people can see that there's opportunities to invest in the school system's, sports fields. We do not have a track, as I'm sure that you know, and, our athletes are often injured. So, our soccer team had to stop on the way to go when they were playing in their, finals to play on a turf field so they could get some exposure. Thank you, Susan. Of playing on that turf field. So anyway, those are the things that the gift covers. I think I answered most of the questions, but I am absolutely happy to sit down with you. If you would like to come in anytime and sit with me, I can absolutely go over details, and I'll make that, I'm willing to do that with anybody in our community that wants to sit down, but I will be giving detailed information.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you. I do appreciate the questions.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Samuel? Any other questions?
No. I mean, I would like to have a swimming pool, but that's out of the question.
Me too, I'm with you.
I was an athlete, so I understand.
And what we wanted, and one of the things I want to say is this will also be a benefit to the community because we don't have a good place for a lot of our folks to walk. So the track will be open for, absolutely. It will be open for the community to use the track. The fitness, right now, our athletic building is in extremely poor condition, and I'm willing to take anybody on a tour that would like to see it. So
I've seen it.
the community, so people that want to come in, they want to use the weights, work out, absolutely, yes. It's going to be for the community also. But thank you. I think you asked a lot of questions. Probably a lot of people have the same questions. So thank you.
And we are planning on, as she said, community meetings. We will be actually establishing those dates sometime this week. So we hope to have a community meeting in every major community in this county.
That's awesome, and I think that would be very welcoming. That way, the people that are not able to come out here can understand more about the bond, especially the older generation.
And speaking for the older population, not a lot of the population I serve in my everyday job are a lot of them don't have computers, they don't know how to get on websites. So these community meetings that are being held will, I think, open it up for anyone that's not computer savvy and would like to hear the examples in person, and we will have appraised, assessed examples for everybody. In other words, they can bring their 2025 tax ticket, and we'll actually be able to help them.
And when are you gonna be opening up bids?
Well, it depends. So if the bond is approved, then July 1st is when everything will start. So the May 12th election, we will start immediately on the process. So I've already talked, we will start the process immediately. And I will tell you that these questions are so good. When I go out and do my presentations, I'm going to incorporate your questions in for the answers. So thank you.
I'm in the process of graduating, and I'm honestly will be starting my master's degree at University of Maryland Global Campus May 13th for cyber accounting, and that's why I was wondering I was doing the financial side.
Yeah, well, excellent. That was great. I appreciate that.
So thank you so much for coming. There's no other questions, no other delegations. So we will move next to the recognition of Jeremy Cantrell, 2026 West Virginia DEP Environmental Teacher of the Year in the 6th to 8th grade. So,
if the board members come up, Mr. Cantrell, if you will come forward. So what I want to say is we are so very fortunate to have Mr. Cantrell. He drove a bus for us, and I can tell you with the first time meeting him, I realized, it was wonderful what he did does for our kids. He would talk to them, and I thought, what a wonderful bus driver. And I thought, wow, what a wonderful teacher he would be. He is so well versed in agriculture and he's so involved in things and he communicates well with kids. And I said, man, you need to be a teacher for us. And he said, you think so? I said, yes.
What did I tell you the first time I said no?
He did say no. He did say no. He did say no.
2 years later.
But 2 years later, here we stand. And, to have this type of recognition as a new teacher, he's being noticed all over the state. I will tell you that. I'm very, very proud of him. I'm proud of his accomplishments. I mean, it's amazing if you go out the trail, beside the school, I felt like it was kind of abandoned. And, since he got here, he's had the kids engaged. They take ownership in it. They've learned. They've built little things for bees and butterflies and they've built benches. They have outdoor classrooms. So anybody that's not been on the trail in a couple of years, Erica, go out and walk that trail. I think you'll like it. If you know where it is, beside the building.
Yeah.
But he's done all these types of things. He educates the kids. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, he came to me and he said, I would like to teach these kids how to get to artificially inseminate and get certified. So he's looking at certifications for our middle school kids because the world of agriculture is a love of his. And you can tell it, and he loves it so much, he wants to share that with his students because a lot of our students have no idea what's involved or that agriculture is even really a thing. Dr. Seal knows that it is, but a lot of people do not.
I used to.
So what I want to say is I'm very, very, very excited to recognize you for this, this award. And I will tell you that tomorrow our delegate is also so excited. She is actually going to recognize him in front of the legislature tomorrow. So we're very proud.
Like this and you leave us. You're not
Yeah.
planning on leaving anytime soon.
I'm just going to leave the room.
Y'all scrunch in just a little bit and I'll get your picture.
He's very humble and,
Yes, you are.
Oh, wait a minute, let me come up here so I can get a little closer. Oh, camera. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take a couple. If you all want to take one, you can come up here and take it. Back there, film it.
would you all like to come up and get a picture with him?
Can I say a few things? Okay, just so real quickly, I do want to say, the reason I'm standing here, I'm standing here, God's wanted me here. But I didn't get here in the traditional path. Like, my dad went to school and college and was taught his whole life, and I always said, I do not want to do what Dad did.
He told me that.
Yeah, but here I am. I went and fulfilled my careers and dreams and felt like I was retired. But then I came across the phrase it said, don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. So I think I've reached that point right now in my life. That's where I am. That's what I need to do. But before anyone leaves, I'm gonna leave these here for you guys to look at. These are some of the bee hotels that we are going to make and sell. Now, some of the ones in the back, that's like 30 seconds of my quick chainsaw work this week. That was a tree that fell on the trail. We made wildlife habitat out of the limbs. And then we made some bee hotels that we can sell for $10 a piece. And all we have in them are the cost of 2 screws. So these are things that I'm trying to incorporate into the kids. Just look around you, see what opportunities are here, and then take initiative and capitalize on those things. So that's it. If you walk by my room and you see us in there polishing leather boots or something, we're doing more than just making our boots look good. We're building a team. We're getting to know each other and learn things I think it's maybe gotten lost.
This man is a natural born teacher, and it's amazing to see what he's done.
And so what you're saying really too is poverty brings creativity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You took an old tree that fell over
Yes.
and recycled
Yes.
into something nice.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
poor, but we know what to do.
But we needed bee hotels and this necessities of mother of invention. So there we go.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'll see you.
You know, I've known Jeremy all his life. was married to Randy's cousin Jane. And I'm telling you what a great family. So he got it honestly.
Yes.
Two, I've got a strong support group here, principal, assistant principal, my family. I've got a good group of seventh graders too.
Yes.
This isn't just me, this is a big group effort.
Well, your principals are very proud of you. You know what? I didn't even think to invite you guys up to get a picture with him.
We did. We tried to get them to go up, and we go.
And just a little side note, I had a seventh grader in my vehicle on Saturday, and I took a couple kids all the way to Oak Hill, West Virginia, that had never really been there except on their way to the beach. And we talked about, actually, Mr. Cantrell, and all the great things you're doing, and you were his favorite. I thought that was real timely to share. But congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Great job at Stonewall you did earlier with your kids.
I enjoyed that. I'm seeing little miracles take place with our kids too, and that's something a lot of people don't get to see. So, yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
You want me to tell them about one of them today?
You can go ahead, yeah.
This is saying the mistake that I made is I was going to pay for $1,400 worth of communities and schools purchases today at Walmart. I walked out on the bridge. I love going out on that bridge and looking at the stream, and right now it's got water and it's so beautiful, and the moss, and there's jonquils coming up, and I dropped the credit card to pay for their $1,400. And I went to Walmart, and Heather can attest, I had 4 communities and school site coordinators with their buggies full of things. And I get up to the front and it's not in my purse. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So I said, Heather, walk all through the store, here's where I've been at Walmart. I drove back over here, and Mr. Cantrell was bringing his students off of the trail. And he saw me pull in, and I don't know if I looked like a panic, because trust me, I was panicking. And he comes over and he's holding up my little envelope that I carry with the card and all the paper clips on it. And he said, did you lose this? And I said, yes. And he said, one of my students picked it up, and right on it, it said, tax exempt, credit card, and picked it up and turned it over to his teacher. He did not put that card in his pocket. He did not cause me all kinds of trouble. So,
Yeah, it's interesting that wasn't reported earlier.
It wasn't reported earlier because it wasn't a mistake. I did it on purpose. So I'm going to have a little talk with that young man, and we've talked about him. It's not a student who is normally somebody that would participate and do such a good deed. And so, you got to think about the influence of a great teacher and what they're teaching. It's more than just the standards and the things that they're teaching them in a classroom. It's also showing them and modeling them good behavior, good manners, and the proper way to treat people. I appreciated his working with those children and that young man saving my high end.
That's a positive outcome.
Yes, it was.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Susan.
Yeah.
and supporting Mr. Cantrell.
Thanks for having us.
I think I had to.
All right, we'll move next to our continuous school improvement and updates and presentations. And tonight we have the Burnsville Elementary LSIC presentation. So you are on.
Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Woods, you are on
Thank you.
camera.
And look at this, they have almost everyone from the school here. That really says
Yes.
something.
This is my crew. I'm proud of them. I need to go over here. Okay. How's this? Over here.
Stand back here.
All right, good evening, everyone, and this is the Local School Improvement Council annual reporting for 25-26 school year. And let's hope I can do this. Okay. I'm happy to represent Burnsville Elementary. So, this is new to me. I just started there last of December of 25, so, and I've enjoyed it. I have. So let's get through because I know we're kind of time limited. So, this is our emblem or our symbol. So the Burnsville Bruins, I know most of you are familiar with it. We have a theme here called Hero. And here every day, ready on time. I thought that was pretty good. I know the previous, I don't know how old that theme is, but it's just this year. Okay. Okay, but I thought that was pretty cool. So here every day, ready on time. So that's our theme. Our mission statement. At Burnsville, we believe empowering students for success. It's a simple, common theme, but there's a lot packed in that statement. Empowering students for success takes a long time to do that in most cases. So a lot of sweat and tears. So, but I think that's a really powerful statement. Okay, we have 3 goals for this school year. And I'll go through them kind of quick. By May 2026, students at Burnsville Elementary will achieve 5% or more growth in ELA and math content areas based on the previous year's end-of-year iReady scores. Goal 2, by May 2026, Burnsville Elementary will reduce behavioral referrals by 5% or more based on the previous year's discipline referrals documented in WEVAs. And last but not least, goal 3, by May 2026, Burnsville Elementary will decrease chronic absenteeism by at least 2% from the previous school year in an effort to improve average daily attendance as documented in WEVAS as well. I've seen a lot of progress just with these 3 so far. I haven't even been there really 2.5 months, so we're on a good roll. So those are our 3 goals, and we're going to move right along here. Goal number 1, that had to do with the overall growth in ELA and math content. We have some current data charts here that I know everybody likes charts. This was the fall and the winter iReady reading diagnostic results. And the main thing is, I want you to see, is there's growth here. We have I know a lot of people pay attention to the red, but these reds start to shift. And the yellow starts to shift, and then the yellows go into the greens. I believe that's green, it looks green to me. We've gone up. That's the main thing. We've gone up. I mean, there's only one way to say it, and it's good results. So there's just a lot to it. But I just wanted you to see this. I thought that was important. The math. Math is usually the hardest content area to deal with across all grade levels. Again, growth. And if you take your early grade and on standard, which is really important to go from 3 to 11%. Although we're a small school, that's still growth. And that represents maybe a smaller portion than what it would be for a bigger school, but it's still growth. And, obviously we've had all these snow days and a lot of missed instruction. It hurts us, but I think we can come back. I really do. I think we can come back out of it. So that's the iReady math. And obviously, here for spring, we haven't had it yet. So at the end of the year, we'll come back and report to you and let you know what it looks like for the end of the year. So, okay, the benchmark for the general summative assessment. The benchmark, first, we take 3 benchmarks a year. First benchmark shows this amount of data, and I know there's a lot of red here. But there's still growth, and I'm still gonna keep reiterating that. A lot of red, but there's still growth in it. So just imagine if we didn't have those snow days and we got to spend all that on instruction, these numbers, I think, would look quite a bit different. So, so for 19, and we'll focus on the green here, meets standard 19 to 24%. I'm not here to make excuses, but there are challenges in these kids' lives. And it takes a while to get to know them. It takes a while to get to sort all that stuff away to where they can really learn. So, and that's what we're working on at Burnsville. So, math. We went, obviously you've got a red of 44%, which goes to 41. And you'll see these just kind of shift from bar to bar. But let's focus again on the improvements. 19% to 21% in relatively a short amount of time. So that, to me, that says a lot. That says that we've got opportunity and we can do it. So, and again, at the end of the year, we'll report back to with the spring results. 5th grade, only 5th grade does the science at our school, so you're the result. And exceed standard, we actually have a student or two that exceeded the standard. So again, growth. That's what I want you to keep in the theater of your mind. All I can present to you right now is growth, and that's what I want to present, obviously, to you. But I want you to see it. If you have any questions, just throw your hand up, and I'll try to answer the best I can. So, but that's science. Okay, goal 2 by May 2026. We're going to reduce these behavioral referrals by 5% or more based on the previous year's disciplinary referrals. As of today, there are 25 referrals in our system at our school. That's not too bad. That's not bad at all, really. There's no level 4s, and for you, those of you who don't know what a level 4 is, it's anything that's considered criminal behavior that usually warrants, actually it does warrant an expulsion. You know, you're placed out of the school, maybe in an alternative setting. So we don't have any of these, thankfully. I think we have some level 3s, but that's things that we can deal with. So I think at the end of the year, I think we're going to see some good numbers. So the opportunities there. Okay, the incentives for the behavior. Everybody knows that kids love incentives. We have to give incentives. Adults like incentives. The first 9 weeks, I wasn't there, but they did inflatables. And maybe the staff can, they can answer more detailed questions about that. But I know we've got some big inflatable things, and I think the ones that's in the gymnasium hallway, they're huge. The kids love it. So as an incentive for behavior and some other requirements, they usually do inflatables. Second 9 weeks, Carnival Day. I wasn't there for that either, but just to give you an idea of some incentives that Burnsville does for the students. Third 9 weeks, dojo school store reward. That goes over really well. So fourth 9 weeks, planning a whole school event. We're working on that. So and every year, I want the incentives to be more power packed as time goes on. You know, they may start here, but I want to escalate it. I want it to be better and better. So it's going to take some planning, but we can do it. We also have a bulletin board displaying the student of the month, so I think that's really important too. So, okay, here's some of my kids. And I believe, this was at STEM night. We had it not too long ago, science, math, technology. The kids, the turnout wasn't huge, but Burnsville's kind of small, but the ones that did come had a good time. And,
How many kids are at Burnsville?
how many students? We've got 69 right now. I was there 10 years ago as principal, and we had about 130, 125, so a big difference in the communities. But, yeah, we've got 69 there now, so. But here's some of my students. Okay, this will jump right into goal 3. By May, we want to increase chronic absenteeism by at least 2% from the previous school year. Can I go back, Mrs. Vandernick? I hit the button.
Yep, scroll back there.
Right here, or, yeah. Okay. We want to decrease that chronic, because it's a problem. I mean, it is a problem. We're gonna deal with the elephant in the room. It is a problem, but I think, and we've got some ideas that we're gonna implement, and we want to beat this 2%. I want it to be better than 2%. From the previous year. So we're working on this. This is a work in progress. Average attendance right now is 93.855%. Not bad, not too shabby, but we can do better. Percent of students that's chronically absent, this is pretty cool. Last year we ended up at 16.67. Now, right now, I know it's not the end of the year, but it's 10.810. That's not bad. Again, that shows that there's some possibilities here that we can, we can make it happen, so. Good numbers, good numbers. So let me come over here. Okay, I have with me Mrs. Heather Pritt, and I'm gonna let her step up and talk about this because I've got an awesome staff. Heather, take it away.
I'm Heather Pritt. I'm the Community School Site Coordinator. Our supports and our attendance goal. I make daily attendance calls home when a student is absent. Just try to make meaningful contact with the parent, let them know. We do have community care on site on Mondays, see if they need homework referrals, things of that nature. I help with the attendance incentive activities. Each of my students are case managed. We hold consultations monthly. I oversee the attendance contests within the building. And then we also have Surprise You're Here days, just small incentives. We pick a day where kids are typically absent. Sometimes it's a Friday, sometimes it's a day before a holiday. It can be anything from a pencil to a coupon where we get like local restaurants give us free little incentives for the kids. So we hand those out then.
Okay, I can do that.
While I'm at Burnsville, I also provide the following services. We do Minute Math weekly. The kids actually really seem to enjoy. We do weekend snack bags. We have a clothing closet, school supplies. I help with lunch support. I'm at the door every morning, greeting the kids as they come in. We do community partnership connection meetings. Our biggest one is the one that we hold during the fall, which is at the football field. We're just later on this month, we are doing the Baskets and Bunnies giveaway. In November, we did the Heart and Harvest food giveaway. And then at Christmas, we had the Holly Jolly giveaway. And we partnership with the community, and City National Bank holds a big part of that to help us with those donations and giveaways. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you need any other supports?
Right now, this year, we've probably had the most support I think that we've ever had. Like Susan just said, today we were able to go spend $1,400 at Walmart with a Keep the Ball Rolling grant. So we've been very fortunate this year with some extra supports.
Thank you. I'll tell you how important she is, and they're all important. I'm not pleased. I've got my pre-K teacher. I have PE. I have Mrs. Vandernick, Mrs. Arnold, and I have Mrs. Adams. I have her daughter. This is my crew, and I'm so proud of them. But my seat.
And one that didn't.
I'm sorry. Please. This is One Street, our Title I. Ever since I come, Mrs. One Street and Mrs. Pritt sat in with me on all my SAP meetings, because this is where parents come in to talk about their kids. So we've implemented that, and I couldn't do it without them. I mean, all of them. So they all have their own job, and I appreciate them. Did we already go through this, or? Let's see.
You did.
I didn't, okay, I thought I did something backwards here. The family engagement activities, open house, Grandparents' Day celebration, this used to be a big thing back when I was there before, and it still is. Trunk or treat, stone soup, reading and activity for first and second grade. Learned a long time ago that if you missed this, you really messed up. I'm talking major mess up. And this Pups Christmas is shown on an old projector screen that, like I used to have when I was in school. So they have to show it on a certain screen at a certain time, in a certain way, in a certain place. So, and that's what they do, right? So, yeah, Pups Christmas, very important. Valentine's Day celebration, kids love that. Winter STEM night we just had, and Reading Under the Stars, which we just had. And this is where all the students and teachers and maybe parents go in the gym. They turn the lights out, they get, Mrs. One Street, help me out. How do you all exactly set this up? I saw it, but.
They take a book and the parents bring a cover and then they cozy up with their student, and read
Yeah.
with their student.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Rebate flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had flashlights. It's really
That's something
cool.
that Burnsville's been doing for a while, so it's a new tradition there, so. And the
Yeah,
students and the kids.
it was there 10 years ago because we used to do it, yeah. Okay, so here's some more of my students. And the thing I like about Burnsville, if you'll notice, I don't know, most of you probably know this, but our old theater room,
Auditorium.
the auditorium, those seats and everything are totally original, I think. And I think the floors are too. I mean, there's so much history there, but anyway, that's some pictures there. And again, you see Pups Christmas, I'm telling you, that's a major thing. Tradition since 1948. Winter STEM night, of course, we just had it, and they like that, Reading Under the Stars, and so forth. Our first meeting of the year, well, their first meeting of the year was held on September 25th, 2025. They finalized the plan for these coverings on the windows. And this was made possible by the Dana Brown Fund. I believe the LSIC approved the Dana Brown Fund proceeds. It went to these logos for the Burnsville Bruins. So basically, when the sun lights up, when the sun hits, you can't see through these windows. Now, I did find a little flaw with it, but that's just me because I've got some OCD, I guess, going on. But anyway, if it's real early in the morning and the hall light's on inside one of these, you can see through it. But the purpose was when it's daylight out, you can't see through it. So that's just a little bit of information there. And these were purchased to help ensure the safety of our students and block people on the streets from being able to see them. And again, big thanks to the Dana Brown Fund for this purchase. So. Not cheap, I know that. But there's some more photos of it. So
That really brightened the school, actually.
It really
makes
did.
it look
It makes
cleaner
it stand-
appearance from the outside.
yeah, it makes it stand out, doesn't it? And I knew somebody was going to ask this. So, what help do we need? Well, we wanted to host a spring open house for the students and the families to meet and talk to the board members. So that's something that we're thinking about, and we'd like to invite you all there to be a part of it. So I think at this point, knowing the situation there and everything, I think that would help, so.
We'd be happy to.
Yeah. And any questions?
How old is that school? What year was that school made, built in?
That high school goes back to, my husband's aunt died at 97, and she graduated from Burnsville High School in 1926.
It's like it's over 100 years.
The oldest date that's on the picture is from about 1913. There's a picture that we have up on the second floor. I think it's 1913, 1915. So that's about how old you're dealing with there, so. Yeah.
And the school board has been able to upkeep all the maintenance and everything.
We have, and the current bond that the school system is currently paying off included renovations to all 6 elementary schools. I think it was, 2006, 2008, when we ran I wasn't on the board then, but when the last bond, I believe Carolyn Long was the superintendent. So all of the elementary schools were rehabbed.
We actually just put a new floor in one of the rooms. They're just finishing it up, and they'll have new floor tile, and we just went in and did some other things, so structurally, it's in good shape. Along with all of our other schools, they're all in good shape.
Does anyone have any questions?
Just let us know on the date.
I will.
When you get that, so we can all, did you hear that, Kevin?
Yes, I got it. I'd be happy to participate.
Okay, thanks. We'd be happy to attend, just let us know the date, and if you need anything, we know that you've gone through some transition this year with the loss of student population, but you're getting some back, correct?
Yes.
You have gotten
Yes.
some back, and that's great. Just keep
The
on.
Canal Alumni Association is real active in
They
school, and of course, that was, we're fortunate to have the Bruins that was transferred from the high school into the middle school and now to the elementary. So you've been able to keep your mascot for that school. And it's a great thing for a community to be able to hold themselves together the way the Canal Alumni Association does that. Is it still planned to induct kids coming out of the grade school into the Canal Alumni Association that go on to graduate from high school into their association? Is that continuing?
Would you like for me to answer that? I was just
Yes,
saying
I would like to.
Yes, they do.
Answer.
They, every year, any of the students from the Burnsville area are invited to come to, and that they can also apply for certain scholarships through the alumni. And they have the induction at the actual meeting, and then they can do the pledge and all of that at that time.
And that keeps your association, your alumni association going. Whereas I belong to the Gasaway High School Alumni Association, and we're running out of alumni. And we're not recruiting people like that, and we should, like Burnsville has.
We have a strong unit there. We do. Folks, that's all I have. Any other questions or?
Thank you.
I hope it was.
Great job and keep improving. That's what we look
We'll
for.
do our best.
We look for that green.
Yes. I like the yellow and green. Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank you, thank the staff, I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all. Couldn't do it without them.
So we move next to our consent agenda items, and we have the minutes, February 10th, work session, and February 17th, regular meeting, payment of bills. Entertain a motion.
I move the consent agenda items, the minutes, and payment of bills be approved.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items as presented. Is there any discussion on that motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Moving next to personnel, this year. Updated personnel. We have recommendations from the superintendent on professional. First, we have 2 resignations. Grace Wine resigns her position as principal at Burnsville Elementary effective June 30, 2026. Ryan Singleton resigns his position as art teacher at Braxton County High School effective March 9th. We have service recommendation employment for Gracie McCoy, pre-K, ECAT A, Davis Elementary. Brian White, substitute aide, all locations. And we have another recommendation for volunteers, Courtney Smith and Tegan Huff. And also Mitch Wood seeking to be absent from his position as principal at Burnsville Elementary beginning March 13th and continuing until approximately March 24th, 2026, using sick and personal leave. And the second one is no longer needed, so Jessica Vandernick, you can mark through that. And those are the updated personnel recommendations.
I move that we approve the personnel recommendations that were presented.
I'll second that motion.
And moved and seconded to approve the updated personnel recommendations as submitted. Any discussion on that motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries. Now moving to superintendent updates, Dr. Tetrick, do you have any good news, bad news, or otherwise?
Great news.
Great news, that sounds great.
No, as you know, we have resurrected, academic fairs for this county. It's unfortunately, it was not maintained, over the years. And so we've brought back, we have the social studies fair, the young writers, we're doing everything now. Math field day, spelling bee, we're doing it all. So we just had the social studies fair, it was a great success, so we're bringing students in to recognize them. Also, young writers, another great success. I'd like to say that Thursday night, we will have regional finals for boys basketball in Petersburg. So, if we win, we will be going to state. So they've had a fantastic season. The boys basketball, of course, it's concluded, the middle school, they were runner-ups. It was a hard fight, but they did awesome. Wrestling, over the weekend, our wrestlers did very, very well. Paxton Smith got runner-up, and Elia Moore, brother-sister team. Shaylin Moore got fourth, and the brother got fourth also. And then let's see, tomorrow at the Capitol, our delegate is going to recognize Allie White. She is a high school student, first-year cosmetology student, as you all know, that had won first place at Skills USA, the first time we ever competed in Skills. So it's a very, very big deal. And Gracie Harper, she's also going to be recognized, and she is the youngest licensed journeyman electrician in our school system, probably in the state. She's a brilliant young lady, and she's going to be recognized. And Jeremy Cantrell will also be recognized, our teacher that was here tonight. So great things going on, great successes with our students, very proud of them. Academic and athletically, they're excelling in all areas. So kudos to all those students.
Great news. Wonderful. All right, thank you for that. Moving next to new business. Discussion and approval of bond language for May 2026 ballot.
Yes, so the bond language is the language that this board has already approved. So the language had to be sent by the county clerk's office to be printed for the ballot, and so there's proofing that has to occur. So I just sent the board members a copy. I've proofed it, everybody's proofed it, we've looked at it, I found one duplication of 3 words. And actually, I passed out another copy of it to you that was actually just corrected. But it's, as soon as I sign off on this, I just wanted to give everyone an opportunity to look at it. This will be what's printed on the ballot for the voters. And it is exactly as it appeared in your earlier meeting when you approved the bond language. This is just the proof. So I just wanted everyone to see that, and give your blessing as to proofing of it, and I can sign it and send it. Alright.
Yeah, I think this was all sent to us on Friday.
It was, yes.
We didn't have a copy before.
Well, that's, yeah, that's when I received it, yes, the revised, yep.
I move the revised approval of the bond language for the ballot on May 26th be approved.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded that the revised bond language for the May 2026 ballot be approved as presented. Any discussion on that motion? These are huge steps, folks. A lot of homework has gone into this, months and months and months, so we're finally at this juncture where this will be the official ballot. So no further discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, moving next to discussion and approval of Head Start policy revisions.
Christina Bailey's here, she did not trust me to speak on this.
Well, you just come on down, the price is right, Christina.
So I sent you in your packets, had Lisa to send just a copy of all the policies for Head Start, so you'll have those if you ever need to refer to them, but we do get those updated every 5 years, review them yearly. We've already had these discussed and approved at our Head Start Policy Council. So what I decided to do was just go over the few changes that we made and have an approval for those. So the first one is that for Head Start eligibility, we are able to accept children under our eligibility if they receive the SNAP benefits. So that helps out so we can get more children eligible for the program. We also have a new housing calculator that we can use for families. And basically what that is if you are paying more than 30% of your income towards housing, that might be rent, mortgage, electric, insurance, all of the things that go into your home. And so we have used that on some families so that they're eligible for their kids to come to Head Start program. The other one, which was really a big benefit for our program, was that we can accept employees' children in the program. So that those 3 changes in Head Start, in the Head Start performance standards, have helped our program to do that as well. So we made those changes in our eligibility criteria. The next thing that was changed was parent collaboration meetings. These need to take place at the school monthly. A lot of the teachers and staff, they ask for us to have those parent meetings here at the board. When we do events for the whole county, we usually get more participation, and those meetings need to be held at each individual classroom. And so they're working to get parents to come in monthly. They can do a craft, and that's basically just to talk about the classroom and things that are going on there. I mean, you know, it starts out maybe they have 1 parent, maybe they have 5 parents, but they continue to try to get the parents to come in. The other policies, we didn't make any changes on. They've all stayed the same. And our funded enrollment was reduced to, and I talked about this when we submitted our grant for our new year, but we are funded at 100, which was changed from 111, and that was due to decreased enrollment. And then we talked about our enrollment criteria, the different levels that we can enroll Head Start children, and that's also in your packet as well. They're all attached. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or call me anytime. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have. We are getting a monitoring next week. That's pretty big. That's federal review.
Yes.
It'll be pretty intense, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 17th through the 19th, from about 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock every day. So we have that. We've been working on that. Dr. Steele was going to be a big part of that, and then Lisa's also going to come in as well. She has experience with grandkids and everything who are currently enrolling and so forth. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll report after we have the monitoring. You have any questions?
Great job.
Thanks. I will need an approval to accept
I
the,
move that the Head Start policy changes be approved, including new eligibility requirements, parent collaboration meetings, funded enrollment was reduced from 100 to 111 to 100, and the enrollment criteria levels for placement in Head Start stays the same, other than the reduction. And we also reapproved all the other policies.
Yes.
By the way, I'll need a hard copy of that maybe for my part of the
I can make you a book.
monitoring next week.
I'll make you a nice book.
I'll second it. Been moved and seconded to approve the Head Start policy revisions.
Thank you. I did want to add one thing while I'm here. We've held 2 registrations. We did an early registration in February, which we normally don't do, but we did because we wanted to kind of get an idea of how many students we would have. And it was kind of hit or miss with the weather. We had a delay that day. We decided to go ahead and do the registration because I wanted to make sure if families took off work that day, that we would still be here. We had, I think, 28 families come that day, and then we held another registration on March 5th or 3rd, I can't remember which day. I think it was the 3rd. I don't know what day it is. It's been a wild week. But we held another registration, and I felt more positive about, we had a lot of families come. And then if they didn't come to that, we'll hold pop-up registrations where we didn't have a lot of families register. We'll go to those areas to register. And then after that big registration day that we had, we have had probably 10 families who have enrolled since then. So it's looking up, but the kids are coming. So that's a positive thing. It's really good.
Did you notice they didn't ask you if you needed anything?
I know, I was hoping they would.
I'm just really glad they did not.
We're gonna leave that up to the.
I was hoping you would ask if I needed anything, and let me go get my book. Yeah, I will make you guys a book, so you have everything. Right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying, Christina.
Absolutely. Sure.
She didn't trust me.
We moved and seconded. I think it's still discussion, okay? Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. You're not asleep on us yet, are you, Kevin? It's getting a little.
No, if I was there, I would have asked Christina if she needed anything.
I'll send you an email. Now he's gonna
anything, do I?
No, she doesn't.
All right, we'll move next to approval of the HPS Gordon Food Service as the group purchasing service for our child nutrition program beginning July 1.
Well, this is a massive document attached to this, so I'm gonna read to you so that I think that I can probably better explain it. So Braxton County Schools belongs to the Mountaineer Highland Cooperative along with 21 other counties. The organization allows us to use the power of group purchasing to get better pricing for child nutrition programs. We discussed that today. Like you said, there's 21 counties, and because we get a drastically reduced rate because of that. The cooperative put out a request for proposals for group purchasing organizations to submit bids for the 26-27 school year. The RFP was written in a way that the pricing was for the entire group, but each county DOE needs to approve the winning bid individually, which before, we didn't have to do this, we just belonged, but because the way they put it out, each county has to now put in their bid. 2 GPOs submitted bids, Premier, US Foods, and HPS Gordon Food Service. The cooperative interviewed the GPOs and scored their submissions with a rubric. Based on the rubric scoring results, HPS Gordon Food Service was selected to present to each DOE for approval. The 2024 total expenditure to HPS Gordon Food Service approximately $900,000, including food, $750,000, and supplies of $150,000. Deliveries each month to every school. And it was done this way for the 25-26, so Vermont and Gallaudet County, they had the opportunity to decide if they wanted to use RFP or go out on their own. Because before it was just like one, but they did it separately to give them the opportunity. But both GPOs agreed to the pricing given to their submissions, even if Montgomery was not included. So if it drops from 22 counties, to 21, we still get the same pricing. Okay.
Why does Mon County want to go out on their own?
See if they could get a better rate, and I don't think they did.
I think it would be easier if you were at a great rate than a single rate.
Is this the same company that we have currently? Okay.
The 220-page agreement was a tall step for board members in 21 counties.
Yes.
I generally try to read all those. I confess I did not read every word.
That's the document.
I've always tried to do that, but I understand that we've got to delegate some things occasionally, like on the specification for food products and what we're buying. I'm not qualified to even know what I'm reading about those specifications that are pretty restricted to food service people and people in the know about dietary formulas and preparing food for masses of people.
It almost takes a certified nutritionist, and there's not too many of those around.
What about with the new USDA guidelines for the schools? How does that affect the food prices for the schools?
Good question.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Our child nutrition director, there's actually certification that they have to have. It's issued by the Department of Education, so they're, which is Mr. Vi. So he would be, and he's not here, but.
I'm not sure.
So there was a lot of debate earlier on the different food dyes. Are we having to incorporate that?
I think we are.
Yeah, so we're getting guidance from the Department of Education, so our child nutrition director, he stays. So in each of the divisions that we have, the directors have contacts at the Department of Ed, and then those Department of Ed directors, like for child nutrition, they coordinate and communicate directly with our director, and then they carry it out because those functions are pretty. So we have to stay in compliance with, federal and state regulations, and so We do, and we're monitored, so they go out, just as Ms. Bailey was speaking, you know, we have monitoring and audits in every single program and every single thing that we do. So, they go out and do the assessments, so, yeah, so everything that's, required, we do apply, we have to.
Well, so far it hasn't hit the senior menu.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
I think that's coming.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Because they
I don't
already,
think any of those new discussions they have been published in policy at the federal level. And those that have not been adopted by the states yet in many areas. So that may be why we haven't seen a change to the proposed food pyramid or any of the requirements in the school systems.
I think there's some, also some court cases
Yes.
pending
There is.
on certain
There's
parts
about
of.
10. That's the least
So,
amount of them. It's
I'm
10 right now.
not sure that all of them are reflected in these prices, but, because that's still debatable, I guess.
they may come back later and wanna do a redo.
No, this is we're locked in for a year, so it is what it is, we're locked in.
We may have to eat a lot more beans and cornbread.
Get those taters out.
Okay. So is there a motion for approval?
I'll move that we approve the HPS Gordon Food Service as group purchasing service for Braxton County Schools Child Nutrition Program for the period beginning July 1st, 2026, ending June 30th, 2027.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded to approve the HPS Gordon Food Service contract for the school year beginning July 1, 2026 and ending June 30, 2027. Any discussion on that motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Moving next to the approval of the contract with McKinley Architecture and Engineering to provide engineering services for our Braxton County Middle School HVAC renovation funded by the school building authority.
Yes, you have the contract before you. The school building authority has already approved the contract, gave its blessing of meeting all of the elements that had to be met. And, I'll just have to state again, this is for the middle school. This is the multi-million-dollar fund that was granted to us, a competitive grant that we went down. Ms. Post, you were with us, presented for this. So anyway, pretty excited to get started on this project. It will be a summer project, and everything's in order.
Great. All right, I'll entertain a motion so we can get that HVAC renovation project started when school's out, hopefully.
I'll make a motion that we give approval of the contract with McKinley Architecture and Engineering to provide the architectural and engineering services for the Braxton County Middle School HVAC renovation funded by the School Building Authority.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the McKinley Architecture and Engineering to provide the HVAC renovations at Braxton County Middle School. Any discussion on that motion? There being none, those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries. Permission and retroactive approval for the Braxton County High School's wrestling team and chaperones to attend the state wrestling tournament.
Yes, and because of the way those wrestling tournaments and the tournaments occur, you never know if you're going to make it or have students there. So when it's in between board meetings, it's difficult to do. So they went, so I'm asking you to retroactively approve this since it was an overnight stay.
Madam Superintendent, I had to chuckle when I read this transportation request at the spelling of wrestling. So I'm not sure who did that, whether they did that for Dr. Seal's eyes or my eyes, but I had to chuckle, RASSLIN.
Well, that would be our athletic director, Sharon Desper, and she's pretty comical.
She's playing games with us, isn't she?
I think she did that for Larry Hardaway.
I caught it and sent her a text about it.
Yeah, I circled it. I thought
type this.
it was hilarious.
No, her transportation for us are pretty good, you know, directions up yonder, out that. She's got some good ones. She's entertaining.
Yeah. She does a good job with her, everything she does.
She's excellent, yes.
Okay, I'll entertain that motion for this is retroactive approval.
Move be approved.
Second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve retroactively for the Braxton County High School's wrestling event, which was March 5th through the 7th. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carries. So we got our wrestlers taken care of. And they did quite well, I might add. Moving next to the permission and approval for the middle school student council and chaperones to charter a bus to Kennywood Amusement Park on June 3rd, 2026.
Yep, again, that's the student council, one of their events.
I think they do that annually,
They do.
pretty much.
They do.
I'll make a motion that we grant permission for the middle school student council and chaperones to charter the bus to Kennywood on June 3rd.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded to approve the Braxton County Middle School Student Council and chaperones to charter a bus to Kennywood on June 3rd. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Permission and approval for Leanne Meadows to attend the Head Start ERSEA training of trainers in Richmond, Virginia, March 24th through March 26th of 26.
Yes, it's a training that Leanne Meadows needs to attend. Christina Bailey used to, really take the lead on a lot of that stuff, but she's our student support services. She carries a major role for us. I don't know what we'd do without her. So basically the traveling and those types of things are really left up to Leanne and others while you're managing and holding down the fort, so. That's really well. You were very valued. I recorded that. It's with Head Start, all Head Start funds. Yes, all Head Start funds, yes.
That's what we like, right? Federal dollars. Okay.
I'll move that we grant Leanne permission to attend the Head Start ERSEA training of trainers in Richmond, Virginia on March 24th through March 26th.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that motion or approval? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Moving next to final approval and consideration for adoption of policy 1004, which is a proposed policy revision on renaming and renumbering safety and loss prevention, which was formerly 3604 safety policy, and that has to do with our insurance brand, border risk.
Yeah.
And no comments. Was that on the comment period? There's no comments.
That's also a policy that they ask you annually.
Yes.
On that questionnaire that you have to answer. Do you have a loss prevention policy?
Yes.
So I thought it was well written. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion?
I move to be approved.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve and adopt policy 1004, which is the safety and loss prevention policy that's required through BRAM. Any discussion on that motion? No discussion. Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, board member remarks. We'll start over here to the ladies' end. Lisa?
I wanted to congratulate Jeremy again. He's a phenomenal teacher, and we're very, very lucky to have him, so congratulations again, Jeremy. Also, thank you to Burnsville for coming out and, showing us what's going on in your school. Looks like, we're moving in the right direction, so we want to keep going. I've been fortunate enough to be in a couple of different schools recently. I went to Franktown and Davis and read for Read Across America. So, I love getting to do that. So anytime they ask, I was trying to make sure it works in the schedule and get out there. I've also been frequenting the Beautification Academy at the high school. If you've not made an appointment, you probably should. They've got some great services, and those students are doing a wonderful job. They are also on March 21st, they're doing a pop-up princess salon. So if you have a little princess, the girls, it was the day I was there, they just started talking about it. The teacher mentioned it, and the girl who was doing my hair, she said, "Can we dress up also?" So, they were as excited as I think these little ones that are gonna come in there will be. So, that's on the 21st, and you can call the high school, and they will patch you through. It's extension 3113 at the high school. So I recommend if you have a little one, go give it a try. They're gonna do an updo with a tiara, a little bit of makeup, and do their fingernails. So there'll be lots of princesses out there. So lots of good things going on. I got to see the send off of the wrestlers when I was at Davis reading. I got there and they said, "Oh, it's gonna be a couple minutes. We're gonna go." That's great, because you don't usually get to get out, and see all of that with the school. Right. So it was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed those things, and played bingo at Franktown and actually won a basket.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it was fun too. So
Great.
it's springtime, it's, get out and move around and getting into some schools, so nice, enjoying it.
Thank you for that great report, Larry.
I can't beat that. No reason
Go
to
get your hair
try.
done, Larry.
Huh?
You need to go get your hair done.
What hair?
They have to practice, so
Hey, and our kids are becoming phlebotomists, we
Oh,
started
yeah.
finding.
You can have that one.
St. Patrick's Day's coming up, and you could go with the green hair. That's what I'm going to do. That would match your shirt.
Green with a gold stripe right there.
Oh, yeah. They love that.
Thank you. I'll take that under advisement.
Right, that'd be a topic of conversation, Dr. Steele.
One of the things pleases me here tonight, of course, Jeremy Cantrell's one of them. And the Burnsville, I'm glad to see that under the leadership of somebody that we know and keep the car on the road the rest of this year and maybe longer. But also, the success of our sports teams is outstanding. I'm glad to hear that we've completed our programs for student contests, academic contests. Because it's been a tough winter and hard to get all those things scheduled and rescheduled through the year. But that's a good thing to get those restored in our schools. I like the way things are going.
Thank you, Kenna. So, just to concur with my fellow board members, kudos to Burnsville Elementary for keeping their tests continuing and to rise upward. I'm so proud of our sports teams and just, hope and pray that long passes that, that they'll have better facilities and, they're all doing so very well. I mean, when you look at the whole, the gamut of sports, football, basketball, soccer, wrestling, and that's spelled with a W. Just track and field events. I just am so happy that our kids are doing so well, both academically and sports. And I think, wow, what will they be able to do when they have better facilities? And just kudos and also to Mr. Cantrell. I had the opportunity to sit in on part of his presentation when he had his kids at Stonewall, and I think he brought home, second place, I believe. So this school system is so fortunate to have, we're just gifted with a lot of great people and a lot of great students and just staff. So, very proud of everything that's happening. And with the remarks concluded, it is 7:37 p.m. and I will declare this meeting adjourned.